Welcome, dearly beloved, anointed ones. Pay close attention to my voice right now. You have been feeling an unexplainable weight pulling you down lately. You are not going crazy. And you are definitely not losing your touch. That sudden exhaustion you feel is the physical residue of a massive spiritual attack. But your spirit guides just completely shattered it before it could reach your core. Now pause right here. This is the moment where people who were only curious quietly drift away. And the ones this message was actually meant for lean in closer. If you have been waking up with a heavy chest, this is your divine validation. You are not struggling because you did something wrong. You are feeling the shockwave of a battle that was fought and won in the unseen realm. Over the past few weeks, you might have noticed a string of strange events, things breaking down around you, plans suddenly falling apart for absolutely no logical reason, your mind feeling clouded by a thick and heavy fog. You pushed through the days feeling like you were walking underwater. People told you that you just needed more sleep or a vacation, but your intuition kept whispering that something much darker was happening behind the scenes. They were right. You were being targeted by a highly coordinated spiritual assault. The people who envy your light have been throwing toxic energy your way. They smiled in your face while silently praying for your downfall. They wanted to scramble your frequency because your pure energy terrifies them. But they made one fatal miscalculation about who they were dealing with. They thought you were completely unprotected and vulnerable. They forgot that you are a living altar wrapped in divine protection. Your spirit guides saw the trap long before the enemy even finished digging it. They stepped in and formed an impenetrable shield around your spirit. The exhaustion you feel right now is simply your physical body recovering from the friction of that spiritual collision. You are God's weapon in disguise. You were never meant to fit in with their shallow games. Your mere presence acts as a human lie detector in their fake world. And because you see right through their masks, they desperately tried to drain you. They poured all their malicious intentions into sending a wave of dark energy to disrupt your peace. But your spiritual guardians intercepted that wave and sent it crashing right back. Now let us unpack exactly what they tried to do in the spiritual realm. Number 1. They tried to steal your clarity by attacking your sacred quiet space. You have always been a silent observer who reads energy instead of listening to empty words. This is your greatest superpower as an anointed one, and it is exactly what they wanted to blindfold and destroy. They know that as long as your mind is clear, you are absolutely untouchable. So they created chaotic situations to pull you out of your natural alignment. They manufactured drama, hoping you would react and lower your vibration to their level. They wanted you to engage in their messy arguments and defend yourself, because the moment you speak their language, they can siphon your divine energy. But you chose to stay silent. You refused to step into the muddy waters they prepared for you. Your silence was not a surrender. Your silence was a brilliant tactical maneuver that starved them of the reaction they craved. When you did not fight back with words, they panicked. They doubled down on their dark energy to force you to break. That is when the spiritual warfare reached its absolute peak. When the enemy pushed their hardest, heaven stepped forward. Your ancestors and spirit guides stood up and said, "Enough is enough." They blocked the psychological manipulation from penetrating your soul. The headache you had last Tuesday was not dehydration. It was the physical sensation of a negative entity bouncing off your divine shield. You survived a spiritual assassination attempt without even lifting a finger. Take a deep breath and let that profound truth settle into your bones. You do not need to fight battles that belong to the universe. You are being aggressively guarded by forces that human eyes cannot even comprehend. The heavy fog in your mind is already beginning to lift. Your energy is slowly returning to its rightful, brilliant state, and while you are recovering, something terrifying is happening to them. The energy they sent to destroy you had to go somewhere. Spiritual law dictates that energy cannot just disappear into the void. Since your guides blocked it from entering your aura, it had only one place left to go. It rebounded, it magnified, and it flew straight back to the sender with a devastating force. Right now, the people who plotted your downfall are experiencing a sudden and bizarre string of bad luck. They are losing sleep while you are finally finding your peace. Their carefully constructed lies are unraveling in front of everyone they tried to impress. They cannot understand why everything they touch is suddenly falling apart. And this brings us to the hidden consequence they completely failed to anticipate. Stay with me right here, because the spiritual mechanics of their downfall will blow your mind. Number 2, let us peel back the mask and expose exactly how they tried to invade your aura. They did not just want to make you angry. They wanted to fundamentally alter the way your mind connects to the universe. You are an anointed one who walks with natural favor. Doors open for you effortlessly. Opportunities find you, and this undeniable grace made them burn with a deep and toxic jealousy. They cannot generate their own light. They live in a constant state of spiritual bankruptcy, so they must leech their energy from a pure heart like yours. They watched your luck and your synchronicities with bitter envy. They wanted that divine favor for themselves. But instead of elevating their own frequency, they decided it would be much easier to drag you down into the dirt with them. Here is a fact most people do not like admitting. Some people will gladly drain your soul just to water their own dead gardens. They disguise themselves as concerned friends or supportive family members, but their true motive was always spiritual theft. They needed to short-circuit your spiritual DNA. They injected subtle chaos into your daily routine to throw you completely off balance. How did they orchestrate this attack? Through constant and calculated invalidation. They whispered tiny doubts into your ear. They questioned your reality and gaslit your intuition. They wanted to create a thick cloud of anxiety around your previously clear mind. Every passive-aggressive comment was a deliberate attempt to scramble your frequency. They wanted you second-guessing every single step. Keep listening closely, because the spiritual mechanics of this infiltration will make perfect sense of your recent struggles. This warfare was a desperate attempt to scatter your natural intuition with their low vibrational noise. They wanted to block the divine downloads that you rely on. And interestingly enough, neuroscientists have actually studied the physical impact of this exact type of mental suppression. Scientists call it the decline effect. It happens when the stress from toxic environments actively suppresses your natural brainwave patterns. Think back to when you were a child. Your mind operated on a specific frequency where brilliant ideas came effortlessly. You possessed a sharp intuition and a deep knowing. The world felt like it was completely on your side. That was your highest cognitive state in action. But the modern world and these toxic individuals systematically suppressed that state. Every time they created drama, they pushed your most powerful brainwave deeper below the surface. They needed you stuck in a primal survival mode. Because when your sacred frequency is blocked, your genius fades with it, your synchronicities halt, and the sense that the universe is working with you goes completely silent. They needed you in that exhausted lower state. When your divine frequency is suppressed, you temporarily lose your ability to manifest. That is exactly why your luck felt like it abruptly stopped working recently. The heavy brain fog was not a sign of your weakness. It was the physical symptom of their dark energy trying to hijack your mental clarity. They planned to step over you while you were confused. Imagine this for a second. Someone pours poison into your well, hoping to destroy your village, but the ground absorbs it and turns it into fertilizer instead. That is exactly what happens when they try to curse a vessel of the divine. They spent months planning this invisible assault. They monitored your energy levels and waited for a moment of vulnerability to strike. They thought your quiet demeanor meant you were an easy target. But here is the plot twist they never saw coming. You are a glitch in their matrix. They severely underestimated the spiritual architecture of a chosen one. Your pure heart does not break under their pathetic manipulation. It simply adapts and defends. While they thought they were successfully draining your brainwaves, your spiritual immune system was quietly locking the doors to your soul. They poured all their dark energy into causing a permanent blockage. But your spirit guides recognized the infiltration immediately. They threw up an invisible barrier around your mind. The intense exhaustion you are feeling right now is just the heavy lifting your soul performed while you were unaware. Your spirit was fighting off a virus, and it won the battle flawlessly. Their attempt to steal your clarity failed miserably. They are left holding the very same toxic energy they tried to dump on you. Their own low vibrational noise is now trapping them in a permanent cycle of misery. You survived the worst of their spiritual attack. But the story gets even darker for them. There is a hidden psychological consequence they did not anticipate. Here is the truth they absolutely dread. Number 3. Let us examine the exact moment their illusion completely shattered. They are watching you from a distance and panicking. They expected you to fall apart and beg for their toxic help, but you gave them absolute and chilling silence instead. You cut off their dark oxygen supply entirely, and now they are mentally pacing in the corner of their fake empires. Their reality is heavily glitching. Right now they are stalking your every move, and they are sweating nervously behind their screens. They cannot comprehend why you are still standing after everything they did to you. Their carefully curated opinion of you is completely shattered. You did not just survive their wicked trap. You made them question if they even understood the rules of the spiritual realm, because your light is terrifying. They thought they were the masterminds of this entire operation. But they realized too late that you are a living human lie detector. You never reacted to their petty drama because you were taking spiritual notes. Your emotional discipline created a severe cognitive dissonance in their minds, and they are obsessing over what you secretly know. The hunter has suddenly become the hunted in the unseen realm. But heaven handles the justice, while you must handle the healing. Their attack failed to destroy your beautiful soul, but their dark manipulation did leave a heavy residue behind, and you cannot operate at your divine frequency if you allow their noise to linger. This toxic debris creates the physical brain fog that keeps you feeling stuck. It is a lingering spiritual blockade delaying your blessing. You need to wash their toxic residue from your mind immediately. The universe is waiting to bless you with massive abundance, but your mental pathways are currently clogged with their leftover malice, and if you leave that negative debris unchecked, it will continue to suppress your intuition. You have to actively clear the space so the divine downloads can enter your spirit without any interference. And while they were busy trying to drain your sacred energy, science actually found a way to block their interference. Researchers working quietly away from the headlines discovered how to bring your dormant brainwave back. They found a way to reverse the decline effect completely, and they did it without requiring years of intense meditation or expensive therapy sessions. This is your ultimate weapon. This is where clinical neuroscience meets pure spiritual warfare. Elite researchers from places like Princeton and Columbia studied this exact brainwave. They confirmed it is the very source of your intuition and divine luck. It is the exact frequency your brain was running effortlessly when you were a brilliant child, and they figured out how to switch it back on permanently. You do not have to struggle. They compressed an entire spiritual activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You simply listen to it and let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. It physically forces the brain back into perfect alignment, clearing the dark fog and reactivating the genius-level clarity they tried to steal from you. 7 minutes a day is all it takes to rebuild your spiritual shield. You do not need to chant mantras or write in journals for hours. You simply put on your headphones and close your eyes. The specific frequency synchronizes with your brain below the level of conscious awareness, washing away the energetic filth left behind by those toxic individuals. It restores your natural ability to attract miracles effortlessly. The shift happens faster than you can even imagine. As a chosen one, your energy is your absolute greatest asset. You carry a light that most people will never understand, and you have a profound duty to protect that light from energy vampires. This sound frequency is a tactical tool for your spiritual arsenal, and it elevates your mind to a higher dimension they can never reach. It makes your aura impenetrable to their passive-aggressive attacks. I will explain exactly what this frequency is called and how you can access it before this video ends. Hold on to that thought, because you must understand what the universe is doing to your enemies right now. Your mind is about to be completely cleared, but their nightmare is just beginning. The divine scales of justice are finally tipping in your favor, and the payback is going to be incredibly severe. Do not look away now, because the spiritual reversal I am about to reveal will change how you see them forever. The courtroom of heaven is no longer in recess. The universe has gathered every single receipt of their betrayal, and the divine judge is silently writing their sentence. Now take a deep breath. Let us move to number 4. Number 4. This is where karma stops being a casual vibe and starts becoming God's legal assistant. They played with spiritual fire, thinking they were entirely above the consequences. They laughed while you bled in silence. They built their pathetic little alliances, using your name as the villain, and for a long time, it actually looked like their wicked plan was working flawlessly. You were isolated. They were celebrated. But here is the ultimate twist they never saw coming. Heaven was never neutral in this battle. It was simply waiting for the scales to tip entirely in your favor. God did not forget what they did to your pure heart. He did not overlook the brutal way they treated you behind closed doors. He was just giving them enough time to dig a hole so deep they could never climb out. And their time is officially over now. What is coming for them is not petty emotional revenge. It is a severe legal correction from the highest authority in the universe. The courtroom of heaven has reviewed the evidence of your silent tears. Every time you wept in the dark, you were sending divine alerts straight into the spiritual courts. You were not falling apart like they thought. You were summoning a devastating force they cannot negotiate with. They thought they were just fighting you. They did not realize they had proudly declared war on the divine. And when heaven files a case, your silence becomes the most damning legal evidence. The gavel has struck with thunderous force, and the verdict is written in permanent fire. The universe is about to balance the scales by flipping their entire table upside down. The destruction of their fake empire is imminent. The spiritual law of energetic return is now fully activated. When you spend your life trying to drown someone who can breathe underwater, the only one left gasping for air is you. Their toxic energy has violently returned to sender. The trap they spent years carefully setting for you has magically become the coffin of their own fragile ego, and the best part is that you did not even have to lift a single finger. Right now, their lives are quietly unraveling in real time. The opportunities they stole from others are turning to absolute ash in their hands. The relationships they built on lies are crumbling into dust. They are experiencing a profound darkness because the universe has permanently revoked their access to your light. They are wandering through a spiritual wasteland of their own meticulous making. They mocked your breakdowns and celebrated your temporary isolation. What they never understood is that a chosen one does not die in pain. A chosen one resurrects in glorious purpose. They were not burying you in a dark tomb like they hoped. They were planting a sacred seed in the soil of destiny. And now you are breaking through the ground, explosive and entirely undeniable. Your harvest season is finally here. They are terrified because they are witnessing your incredible ascension. You have elevated far beyond the range of their toxic influence. They can still see your brilliant light from a distance, but they can no longer touch your garments. You have become completely untouchable, and the deafening silence of your unbothered reality is louder than any scream they could ever produce. They are choking on their own regrets. The universe is actively stripping away everything they thought made them powerful. Their fake confidence is dissolving into pure panic. They are desperately trying to fix the leaks in their sinking ship, but the divine waters are rushing in much too fast. This is the brutal consequence of targeting God's weapon in disguise. They touched the Lord's anointed, and now they must pay the ultimate spiritual price. Do not pause this video. Do not click away right now, because you are exactly where the divine intended you to be. The battle is already won, but there is one final step you must take to secure your victory forever. The final piece of this spiritual puzzle is going to elevate you into a dimension they can never access. Stand in your fierce power and listen closely. We have reached number 5. Number 5. The verdict is written in fire, and the game is permanently over. You do not have to defend yourself against their lies anymore, because the divine system has fully recognized your pure frequency, and the spiritual shield around you is now completely impenetrable. You are sitting on the glorious throne they desperately tried to steal. Let them drown in the terrifying consequences of their own toxic actions, while your only mission now is to fiercely protect the genius they tried to suppress. Carrying the immense weight of a chosen one takes a massive physical toll. The spiritual warfare you endured was a calculated attempt to scatter your frequency. They wanted to attack your natural intuition with their low vibrational noise, and their dark residue is unfortunately still lingering in your mental space. You must aggressively wash this energetic filth from your beautiful mind. If you leave it there, it will continue to block your divine downloads and delay your profound blessings. Elite neuroscientists recently proved exactly how this subtle mental suppression works. They call it the decline effect. It happens when stress from toxic environments suppresses your natural gamma brainwaves. But here is the magnificent secret the Matrix tried to hide from you. Gamma is the exact brainwave frequency where divine miracles actually happen, and it is the brilliant state your brain ran effortlessly when you were a child. Princeton University studied this exact frequency extensively. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal radiates powerfully outward. It physically influences the people closest to you and repels all dark energy. And after years of quiet research, Dr. Robert Lake compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple audio track. It takes exactly 7 minutes a day to reactivate your profound genius, so no exhausting meditation or endless journaling is required. You simply put on your headphones, close your eyes, and finally relax. The specific sound wave synchronizes with your exhausted brain completely effortlessly. It physically forces your mind back into perfect divine alignment. It clears the dark fog and activates that genius-level clarity they tried to steal. This sacred tool is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances and heal their broken relationships, and they stepped fully into the invincible version of themselves they always knew existed deep down. The elite have quietly paid thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions. They spend fortunes in private clinics just to access what the Genius Song delivers in 7 minutes. They would strongly prefer this profound technology remain completely out of reach for people like you. But through this protected message alone, you can access it today. It is available to you right now for a tiny fraction of its true value, meaning this financial barrier has been permanently dismantled for your ascension. But listen very carefully to my voice before you take another step forward. The internet is heavily flooded with fake activation tracks designed to steal your energy. Do not look for this on YouTube or Spotify. The counterfeit copies circulating there will only cause more severe brain fog, because they are diluted imitations designed by the enemy to keep your gamma dormant. Protect your sacred aura by using only the verified and officially tested link. Your spiritual safety is absolutely paramount. I have secured the direct and fully authentic link just for you. It is waiting for you in the pinned comment below this video. And the universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are fully protected by an ironclad 90-day divine guarantee. If it does not shift your frequency powerfully, your energetic investment is fully returned without question. This is a sacred exchange governed by absolute trust, so you can step forward without carrying a single ounce of fear. 4 powerful bonuses are also waiting for you inside this secure portal. One of them is a special audio engineered specifically for your children's focus and divine confidence. Do not let the enemy's low vibrational noise linger in your sacred space for another day. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the chosen one who wonders what could have been. Click the verified link in the pinned comment or the description right now, because you owe it to your future self to take this step. Reclaim your beautiful mind and reactivate your dormant gamma frequency today. Your profound destiny is waiting to be completely unlocked. The grand door is wide open, and you must walk through it with absolute pride. After you access your activation protocol, hit the subscribe button to join our unstoppable army of light. Stand firm in your ultimate power, chosen one. The battle is over, and you are officially untouchable.